My name is George and I like playing volleyball. So much so, I want to earn a living from it. So this season, I moved to Uppsala in Sweden to take what I hope is the final step in playing professionally. I'm now in a league full of people being paid to do nothing but play volleyball. I'm just not one of them. So join me on this journey as I document what it takes to become a professional volleyball player. A bit more about how I ended up here then. I started playing volleyball when I was 12 years old. It began as just another after-school club, but I quickly got a bit obsessed and spent the rest of my school days playing 5 or 6 times a week. I went to university in Sheffield, almost entirely because at the time it had one of the best teams in the country, and after spending a couple more years there after graduating, I reached a level where I was able to get a contract to play abroad. So here are a few of the highlights from that season that I sent out to get myself said contract. I'm going to try to be transparent about as much of this process as possible. Speaking from experience, there's very little in the way of accessible, good, clear information about how to go pro and what to expect. Very briefly then, given I don't get a salary here, I need a job to keep the lights on, so I'm working part-time as a teaching assistant in an international school. I have about 2 hours a day to myself and spend the rest of my time in the gym and on court. In the spirit of transparency, I'd also like to mention my life here will be considerably harder and considerably less enjoyable without the help of my partner Meg, who is also with me here in Sweden. Before coming here, she was a very successful chef, and as an aspiring professional athlete, I naturally eat a lot of food and take what I eat quite seriously, so the fact that Meg is willing and able to do basically all of the cooking seriously saves me a lot of time. Another thing I'd like to be very open about is mental health, as I think mental health in sport is quite an under-discussed area. It's no secret that sport can be quite brutal psychologically, whatever level you play at. Add to that the pressure of having to perform well enough to earn your living, the fact you might never know who you'll be playing for next year and therefore where you're going to be living, and the prospect of doing all of that on your own in a foreign country where you don't speak the language, and it's quite a daunting prospect.
Oh, come on! Just move your feet!
This is the other main reason I'm extremely grateful to have Meg with me on this journey. But I'll talk more about this, finances, logistics and whatever else in future videos. Speaking of which, I'll also be making videos on volleyball more generally. For example, I've got a video I'm really excited about in the pipeline that is a tutorial on diving properly, as this is something I've really struggled with myself and was surprised how little clear instruction there was online. That's all I have for you at this point. If you have any questions or suggestions, please feel free to leave a comment.